Welcome back to the Papa-Doo Podcast.
Papa-Doo! Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Papa-Doo Podcast. Today, I've got my eyebrowless friend, Joey Nato, and I just got to say one thing, man. Anime's kind of trash. I will say that. And that, like, Midoriya, Deku, is a little bitch for crying all the time. And one last thing that I want to say is that One Piece is way better than Demon Slayer. What are your thoughts?
Man, that was a haymaker right out the gate. Okay, let's start off with Deku Midoriya. You're not the only one to say that about him. For anybody wondering, that's from an anime called My Hero Academia. Deku's the main character, and he goes through a character arc, okay, which is important to keep in mind. He's not always whiny and crying all the time. He goes through his character arc, and throughout the anime, he becomes pretty badass, in my opinion.
Yeah, like last episode of the anime finally changes. She's got 15 seasons of being a little bitch, and then it's like, oh yeah, now I'm the hero.
All right, how much did you watch of My Hero Academia?
I've not watched a single second. I asked my Patreon to give me something random to tell to you to start the podcast, and that was it. So
That's good. That's good. Shout outs to everybody on your Patreon then.
It was like 3 different comments, and I combined them into one. I just said, like, this is great, because I have zero clue what any of this means. I'm just going to spout it out and see what happens to him.
Okay, well then I'm not going to waste my time explaining all this to you, but as far as One Piece being better than Demon Slayer, a lot of anime heads would agree with you for that, because One Piece has been running since 97 or something like that, and it's still going. The story is still going.
That's some longevity right there.
Over 1,000 episodes. Needless to say, that has not been an anime that I've reacted to. Yes, I do react to a lot of anime, but not that.
That's some South Park longevity right there. Simpsons longevity.
But Demon Slayer, if you ever want to try to impress somebody for some reason at a function or something and want to just act like you know something about anime, just be like, man, Demon Slayer has the best animation in anime right now. Like, unreal animation. And a lot of people will agree with you. A lot of people don't like the story of Demon Slayer. I'm not one of them. I'm a pretty simple guy when it comes to story. Just give me something halfway decent, something I can follow, something with a little mystery, something to look forward to, and I'm pretty much good to go.
What happens when they hit me with a follow-up question? It's like, oh, who's your favorite character? Like, did you make this barbecue sauce? Is this homemade? It tastes really good.
A compliment usually is a really good way to steer the conversation away from what you want to talk about and still be on that person's side. So I'm not mad at that.
Those new eyebrows? Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one before, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Drawn on. Well, speaking of good stories, or not good stories, however you want to put it, since there's a movie I saw recently, and I'm not really going to like coin this as one of our segments here, but I do want to talk about Captain America: Brave New World. It's the newest Marvel movie, the first one of 2025. In 2025, there's 3 Marvel movies, Crypt, that you need to be on top of. Okay.
Do I need to watch the other Captain Americas to understand this one?
You know, no.
I mean, I watched Endgame, so I know that Clarence with no parents gets. He's the new Captain America. He was Falcon. I know this. I know this much.
The actor's name is Anthony Mackie, by the way.
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. Okay.
Clarence with no
parents. I know he's the new Cap. That's what I know from it.
His real name's Clarence. Damn. Shout out to anybody whose name is Clarence out there. That was a rough one to take on the chin.
Yeah, you had a rough upbringing.
I would say you do not need to see any of the Captain America movies. Knowing what you know from the end of Endgame is great.
Cool.
The mantle's been passed to him. Captain America's friend Bucky was standing right there when it happened. He kind of gave the nod, like, it's okay for you to do it. I don't know if you were aware, but Bucky was actually... I know who Bucky is,
with the arm. Yep.
Yeah. He was a brainwashed murderer machine.
Yeah. Killed Tony Stark's parents. I know a little bit.
This is why he cannot be Captain America. Okay, this is
Okay.
why it wouldn't fly over well. Ha!
That makes
fly
sense.
over well, and
Yeah.
the new one can fly. How are we feeling about it?
He can fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
thought
saw where
my
Red
pun.
Hulk is in this
Yes.
with Harrison Ford.
Okay. Damn.
It's-
All right. There's a lot I want to talk about. I don't want to go too crazy here. I'm not gonna get into like spoilers or anything like that, but one thing I will say, because I was talking about story as being the segue here for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
This movie went through a lot of reshoots, delays. There was a lot of problems shooting this movie for Marvel, and it kind of shows
That
during
sucks.
this movie. Yeah. The dialogue is really bad and basic and elementary, and like it felt, I don't know, something felt really off about this movie. The first fight scene is bad. I will actually say it's bad
You
in
can't have
terms
bad
of
fight scenes.
especially to start the movie, right? For an action movie.
Yeah.
The first fight scene was bad. They looked like they were moving all slow. I kind of blame the direction of it because it wasn't like any of those angles that like trick the eye to make it look like they're hitting harder than they are, or that they're connecting harder than they are. You know what I mean? Like over the shoulder punch shots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was none of that. It was like a sitcom view. You get what I'm saying? You know, when they all sit down
Yeah.
in the living room in the beginning of the sitcom and you just see them like that. That's how the camera angle was during the fight scenes. There were some cool twists that they did for Captain America besides him being black now, which I think is cool that they did
Crazy
that.
twist.
Yeah, that's the
Crazy
biggest twist of the movie right there.
Yeah.
Black guy fights a red guy. There you go. No,
Is
But
Hulk
the-
at least not a bitch in this one? Like, is he?
bro, Hulk is
Hulk.
fucking
Okay.
dope. Yes.
Cool.
The
That's
fight
all I wanna
scene
know.
with the Hulk is the best part of the movie.
Okay.
But it's very short. A very short fight scene.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I don't like the
Budget
way it
was
ended.
low on CGI.
Yeah, but it looked really good. All of that looked really good. The fight was good. Some things the Hulk does had me like, oh, like in the theater, but the rest of the movie, man, kind of dragged, kind of had some, there's like your A plot, then the B plot and C plot, and those other extra plots were just,
They
I
feel
don't know,
filler.
man. Yeah. or
Not really
just-
pertinent to the story. Just
Yeah, kind of. Just seemed disjointed. Like, we were just on this crash course of Red Hulk coming out. I will say that Harrison Ford is who plays Thunderbolt Ross in this, and he was the I don't even know how to explain this to you. You would know he had a mustache, but he passed away. The actor passed away, unfortunately. And his name was William Hurt. So Harrison Ford stepped in to play the role of President and the one who became Red Hulk. Harrison Ford played Indiana Jones. He was Han Solo. Like, he's a legend, right? And he's old, dude.
Yeah.
He has to be like 80-something.
dude, he's way up there. I'm surprised that he's still doing stuff. And when I heard that he was going to be Hulk, of all people, I was like, surely they're just using facial construction. That is it. Like, this dude can't hardly walk to the fucking bathroom in the morning. There's no chance that he's
that's
going
the
to try
thing,
to fight
bro.
Clarence.
His whole performance was amazing. Amazing. He did not phone it in at all with this movie, and he was a standout. And it just goes to show what a great actor can do regardless of age, I guess. Unless
Yeah,
you're
I've heard
Clint
that he's
Eastwood.
like that's a touchy subject. I heard that he's kind of an asshole to work with, though.
Really?
Yeah. Like, throughout all the Indiana Jones movies and like the Star Wars movies, heard that he was really annoying to work with.
I
But-
haven't dug into the lore of Harrison Ford that much. I haven't watched a lot of movies in my life, man. Like the big hitter movies, I really haven't. So I got to learn more about these actors. Like the first Clint Eastwood movie I saw, since I just brought him up, was freaking Mule. Have you ever seen Mule? The Mule.
I don't think so. Is
He
that
was
an
a
older
drug
one?
trafficking mule, and he was an old dude doing drug
Oh, no,
trafficking for like
that's-
the cartel and stuff like that.
It's got to be one of the more recent ones then. If he's an old dude in it.
I thought the trailer was really dope, and when I got there, it was just a really slow moving movie, and it was just.
He directs all his movies that he's in too, by the way.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the mule, it was slow, man. It was slow. I'm probably the only one that ever saw that movie.
Clint Eastwood. There's a movie that he did that I really like. I think it's Gran Torino, maybe? Gran Torino, yeah.
Yeah, he was he was kind of like get off my lawn type guy, right?
He was quite literally that.
Yeah, but he was gangster though. Like he was actually
it. It was very awesome.
And put these.
And then right after that, he put out Trouble with the Curve, which is a baseball movie that I fucking hate. Which is hard for me because I love baseball and I can't fucking stand that movie.
Do you have a favorite baseball movie?
I mean, I don't want to be basic and say The Sandlot, but I have a signed poster of The Sandlot from every character on the team.
What?
I got it for like $700 at a silent auction one time.
That's crazy. So
that was back in my heyday. Yeah, that was back in the heyday when I was killing it on YouTube. I could not do that now. That set me back a while. I would not do that.
I've done a lot of dumb purchases too when I was.
Yeah, that was one of them. I'm proud of it.
That's pretty cool.
Good time.
I think mine is Major League.
Oh yeah, Major League with Charlie Sheen. So much untapped potential there. I wish he wasn't fucking crazy.
Yeah,
there's so many good memories with that movie. There's really not a baseball movie that I don't like aside from Trouble with the Curve. Now that I think about it, I mean, yeah, you put a baseball movie in front of me, I'm probably going to watch it. Except for like Sandlot 3 and 4, they kind of got fucking weird.
I didn't watch any sequels
they did.
I didn't watch any sequels
they're not
to
good.
Sandlot.
Sandlot 2, borderline sucked, but Sandlot 3 was abysmal. Sandlot 4 was just like not even a fucking Sandlot movie. It was awful.
Damn. And then, you know another one with a kid? Little Manager. Little Manager?
No, Little Big League.
Little Big League? Is that the one where he's the
when he manages
manager of the Twins? Yeah, okay. I really like that one too.
Little Big League. That's a great one.
I like all those old nostalgic baseball movies, basketball movies.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever watched Glory Road? Did you watch that one? About Texas Western beating Kentucky and like Adolph Rupp and all the racists of Kentucky?
No.
It's great. Yeah. No, it was great. They were an all-black. They were like the first all-black team, maybe. They ended up winning the national championship over Kentucky, who was in their prime.
That's dope.
It was back when they were winning championships every other year.
That sounds really dope.
It's a great movie.
Damn. Yeah. Well,
Coach Carter's great.
Coach Carter's really good. Coach Carter made me want, spoiler alert for anybody that has watched Coach Carter. Coach Carter has made me always want the protagonist team or the team you're rooting for to lose at the end of every movie now. I don't know why.
It always sucks, dude. It just hurts. I don't know.
I love that they did that.
They go all that way, and then it just hurts.
That movie hurt, man.
There's a lot of hurt in that movie.
There is. There's a lot of realism in that movie, but I don't know.
I don't want to sound like an old dude, like an old head. They just don't make movies like that anymore, I feel like.
No,
they just really don't.
I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you. When's the last time a good sports movie came out?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
probably
I guess maybe it's all been done.
The last time a good All-Star game happened in basketball.
There's your segue. I was going to have a different segue, but go ahead. We're at All-Star game.
What was yours going to be? Let's live in a hypothetical world.
I was going to bring up something that you don't even know about. I didn't even mention this before we started. Because I was going to circle back around. I was like, that's Joey's synopsis of Captain America. Speaking of America, they fucking duked it out with Canada in hockey. I don't know if you saw this.
I saw 3 fights in the
There was
first
3
minute?
fights in the first 9 seconds.
First 9 seconds?
They dropped the puck.
Okay,
and they just fucking threw the gloves off. It was awesome.
So the game starts with the referee throwing the puck down and getting the fuck out of Dodge, right?
Yes.
That's how it starts. So he had to do that 3 different times? Because during every face-off,
Yes, pretty much. Every face-off. I think the third face-off, they ended up fighting at the goal. So, like, they played for a little bit, and then it just started duking it out at the goal. But this all stemmed because Canada
they played Miracle on
booed.
the Jumbotron. Oh,
It wasn't even Canada. That was Russia. That was the Soviet Union.
Russia. Canada was still offended. They're going through a lot with Drake
pissed.
right now.
Like,
all that stuff. They're like,
this was in the Four Nations face-off. I think Sweden and maybe Finland. I forget who the other two nations are. I had it pulled up a second ago. Finland and Sweden, yeah. So they're the four nations that are facing off in this little mini tournament, and they played the U.S.'s national anthem, and it's a home Canada crowd, and they all booed it. Now, I assume it's because of the tariff situation right now, where a 25% tariff was just implemented on Canada for a lot of goods. And so they booed the national anthem. And, America, baby. Fucking America. All right? You boo our national anthem, gloves off, we're fucking fighting as soon as this game starts. And
That's
literally,
crazy.
to drop the puck, they threw the gloves off, and they met over to the side and just started duking it out. It was great. And then the second fight was that dude's brother. And so it was like, all right, my brother fought, now I got to fight. It's just, that's some 90s, classic 90s shit. Like, they don't make breeds like that.
They let them fight too, right?
Yeah, as long as they stay up.
As long as
if they go down to the ground, they break it up. Mm-hmm.
Damn, man.
It's awesome.
That's crazy. That's part of the culture.
Of the three fights, the U.S. probably really only won one of them. The first one was kind of close. The second one was definitely U.S. The third one, the guy from the U.S. was much smaller, and he kind of got his ass beat, but he was trying. But the U.S. ended up winning the game 3-1. So they got their comeuppance in the end. They're just desserts.
Wow, man.
But
beating Canada,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where it came
hockey's
from,
like
right?
the number 6 sport in the U.S. Like,
yeah,
not a whole lot of people watch hockey. I don't really watch hockey, and I'm a huge sports guy.
You know what's crazy though? Hockey is such a great sport to watch, and I've never
It's
been
so
bored
fun.
watching a hockey game. I never choose to watch it, but yeah, it's suspenseful.
I went to a hockey game in person for my 16th birthday, maybe. Okay, my dogs are barking. Let me just close the door here. For my 15th or 16th birthday, I went to a hockey game, and it was the most fun I've ever had at a sporting event. And I've been to baseball, basketball, and football, and it's nonstop action.
Exactly.
People are drunk, fighting each other in the stands. They're fighting each other on the ice, and it's legal. It's great.
Scary.
It's really fun. So if you're against watching hockey or just never gave it a chance, I recommend just watching it. Have a couple drinks and watch it. Probably gets even better that way. I'm not a drinker, but I would assume it would get better.
I think the hardest part about it is just following the puck. I get lost sometimes on where it is because it's so small. But
yeah. And there's nuances to the rules and stuff that you wouldn't understand. And I don't understand. I've never played it, so there's a lot of rules that I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a fun sport to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Speaking of fun sports to watch,
There you go.
basketball.
Basketball. All-Star Weekend.
Dude,
What about
I was
it?
locked in. I was locked in all weekend. The only thing I never watch is the Celebrity All-Star Game.
Yeah.
It's crazy that an average player, we'll call them that, like an average person playing a game like basketball on the screen, just looks so sloppy and so bad compared to what we're just adjusted to seeing with professionals doing it.
I haven't watched it since. I remember Chris Brown. Didn't he dunk in an All-Star game? Like, him and Nelly were going crazy a few years back. Weren't those All-Star games pretty solid?
Did Chris Brown dunk? I don't know. I feel like Tracy McGrady might have been in that game.
In a celebrity All-Star game?
Yeah, he played in a Celebrity All-Star game.
That's some
100%
bullshit.
did.
I'd be mad as hell. It's like, yo, you're a celebrity for fucking basketball. Like, that doesn't count.
He's 6'8" or 6'9".
I'm a fucking YouTube vlogger. This person's a chef. He's gonna play against a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that 100% happened. Quavo, I remember Quavo playing. I remember
Quavo was solid. That was 2 years ago. Jack Harlow played.
Brown played.
Not very good.
Mr. Beast
Maybe it was
played.
Terrell Owens that dunked in an All-Star game.
This is sounding familiar. Football player dunking.
Yeah,
Did Beckham
I know
play
there's
in one? Maybe even Beckham played in one.
Maybe.
But yeah, that sounds really familiar what you're saying now. But I would have only saw highlights, I think, because I don't watch them. I think the reason I don't watch Celebrity All-Star games because that All-Star weekend usually sneaks up on me. And then I'm like, oh, shit, the Celebrity All-Star game happened. Oh, here are the highlights. Okay, well, that means tomorrow is the three-point contest and the dunk contest and then Sundays. So let me clear my schedule and make sure I'm watching this. It was amazing, bro. This weekend, my wife watched all of it with me.
Wow. Ride or die right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's not really into basketball like that. Like, she's gone to some games, but you're sneezing. She's gone to some games with me and stuff like that, and she likes Steph Curry, but nothing really beyond that.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, did she have fun? I heard that it was not the best. I've heard that the quality's been going down over the last few years because I didn't even know what was happening either. I think I've been so enthralled with football and like college basketball that college baseball just started. So there's a lot of other things going on right now for me. I had no idea we were even halfway through the NBA season at this point.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I always follow the NBA. That's my number one sport.
Yeah, you're a bigger NBA guy than I am.
But I got to say, this was the best All-Star weekend in a while, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. So the skills challenge. I mean, the skills challenge ended up being entertaining because Chris Paul and
that's what I saw.
Wemby were together, and they just cheated their way through the whole thing.
Yeah.
But not because you get 3 shots to make, and then you move on no matter if you make the 3 shots or not. So they just threw the balls instead of acting like they were actually trying to shoot the ball. So that way they would just go quicker, and they got disqualified. They got disqualified for that.
I saw Chris Paul was like, yeah, cool. But Webley was like fucking sad.
Yeah.
Super sad. He was upset.
He takes the shit serious. He takes any kind of level of competition serious. I think Chris Paul does too. He wasn't like just cool and that's it, because reporters were trying to talk to him and joke around with him about it, and they weren't letting him come near Chris Paul to talk about it. So I was like, oh, so there's
that's some good fire. I mean, I like that. It's like that Kobe fire that he had whenever he would during All-Star weekend. Yeah,
for sure. And then during this, was it that night? Yeah, I think before the 3-point challenge, LiAngelo Ball came out and did his tweaker performance. You saw that?
I did see that.
Okay, so we can talk about something hip hop related before we finish our NBA All-Star segment.
That was refreshing. I'm not even gonna lie. I liked doing that. Maybe we don't have to be so music oriented. I mean, it can get a little stale after a while. We can just kind of get on here and bullshit, you know?
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of new stuff to talk about. Like in this episode. Oh, by the way, if you're over here on YouTube, we are over on Spotify.
Fucking
you can listen to us there.
23 minutes in.
We are on Apple Podcast. You can listen to us there, and make sure to follow us on social media. We are going to start posting there again soon. I have nothing to build off that, but Papadoo Podcast on TikTok, Papadoo Podcast on Instagram.
All right, time to get into some music.
Yeah, well, LiAngelo Ball's tweaker performance.
The tweaker performance was, it was rough, I think.
Okay.
I don't know what people were saying about it. You asked me to listen to it, and I watched it without reading the comments on it, and I was just like, man, this guy is very clearly just now starting music and has never performed in his life.
Wow. Now, is that because of his lack of enthusiasm? Or
it's his stage mannerisms. It's also, I didn't realize how much the song swore until he tried. I mean, there is no chance I would try to perform that. I might swear, but that.
I know, dude.
Like, it's like,
I know.
It was crazy. It was wild how much, and I was like, damn, I didn't know it swore that much.
I was impressed by how much he was able to censor himself.
Yeah, well, I think the NBA cut off a lot of it too, because there was literally like probably a 7 to 10 minute segment where he's like rapping. You can see that he's rapping and there's just no audio. So at that point, he was probably just said, fuck it, and just like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just going to say this shit, and then they can bleep it out later.
Damn.
And they just like cut out a whole section of it. But as far as like his mannerisms, his breath control and stuff, it was very sloppy.
He got through the song, though. He didn't miss any words. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he didn't miss any words. Yeah.
You know what was cool about that performance? Lonzo Ball introduced it, which is cool.
That was cool.
That was cool. It was, you know what? The word that came to mind for Lonzo Ball introducing his brother, I guess I'll go with wholesome. But I wanted to say cute.
All right. I mean, I'd rather go with wholesome. It makes it feel a little bit better.
We'll go with wholesome. Okay.
It was so cute.
Some work went into this performance, though. It wasn't just some guy out there with a mic. There was choreography with the girls dancing around them that went with the lyrics. I'm glad you pointed that out. The extra production in the background.
That was pretty sick.
It was.
I did like that.
It was cool. And you had E40 like vibing out to his song in the front row. Like that must have been cool for him to see. I mean, he just did a remix with Lil Wayne, so that's kind of a cosign in itself. But seeing E40 right there vibing out to your song, like that had to be
the song
a
itself
good
is
feeling.
badass. Like I love the song itself. I just think as a performer, you can tell that he's new. I mean, there's no shame in it. He's not going to be amazing. You know, he's got one song that's been remixed. He's got 2 songs. Like I definitely give him some slack.
I was watching an interview with all the Ball brothers talking, and they were like, they were teasing about how much he has in the vault, though. So I'm excited to see what these follow-up songs are gonna be. But I will say, you know, it's kind of what we go through. I think content creators go through this, artists go through this. When you have that viral moment, there's a come down from it, and then you hit that come down, and then if you keep working hard, you stay right there, you know. And then the more you lose interest in what you're doing, whatever, you probably decline a little bit. But point I'm making is, I hope he doesn't expect his next song to be as big as Tweaker. That's all. Yeah.
No, surely somebody's in his ear telling him that, or somebody's in his ear telling him the exact opposite. I'm sure his label is like, no, your next thing's gonna be way bigger, bro, because they just spent $13 million on him, so they're milking this cow for all it's fucking worth. That's for sure.
Yeah. The next night, I mean, I'm gonna go back to the first night in a second, but the next night they had a really good performance. Like I'm gonna call it a halftime show for the All-Star game. And there's a reason I'm saying that with
a lot of quotations there.
But yeah, they actually did a really good show with E40, Too Short, Saweetie,
Mount Westmore,
and En Vogue. Who?
Mount Westmore. You said E40 and Too Short. I thought you were gonna say Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg too.
Oh no! It was just Bay Area strictly artists. You know who En Vogue is?
That sounds familiar.
That's never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Oh yeah. I know who that is.
Yeah, that shit.
You can keep going.
No, they all performed during the little halftime show, and it was cool. It was cool. I thought the presentation of the whole All-Star weekend was really well done. They had a 3-point contest. As they do every year. Tyler Hero won it. He beat Buddy Hield by like 1 point.
Hey, that's
so that
sick.
Was kind of a nail biter, you know. I think that's always fun to watch 3-point contests.
It is. I'm not a big fan of the scoring system though. Like they just keep adding new ways to score, and like it just doesn't feel as classic as it used to.
There
like
might
the scoring
one
titles,
day be a 4-pointer built into it. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't, like the Larry Bird days back when he was winning. Like that's the classic 3-point contest that I think about. So now,
listen to this.
They got all these
boomer.
different opportunities.
Listen to this boomer. Can I do it? Can I do it?
Oh, it's not going to play on my end, but you can.
Oh, okay.
You just going to blare it through your monitors?
Yeah, I can't find it.
Okay, you can just say it.
Literally on my.
Well, you can just say it. Quite literally, just say the word.
No, I got
it's your voice.
I got it. Don't talk.
All right.
It didn't play. All right. Shouts to Elgato Stream Deck for always looking out and holding your boy down. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
To not play the boomer.
Anticlimactic. It's literally your voice that you just say. You could have done it.
Boomer. But it didn't sound good. It's supposed to have reverb.
It sounded fine.
Man.
It sounded fine. You're thinking about it too much.
History was made in the dunk contest. There was
Matt McClung. Yep.
Yes.
3-time repeat.
And well deserved. He's
dude is
literally
crazy.
single-handedly, saving the dunk contest.
He's keeping it alive for sure, which is crazy. I saw a tweet where it said like his lifetime salary in the NBA was like $200,000, and his earnings from the dunk contest was like $700,000 or something like that. Because he's always in the G League. Yeah, he's always in the G League, and then they move him up right before All-Star break so he can get in the dunk contest, and then they fucking send him back down. I don't know how I would feel about that if I was him, but it is what it is.
He's probably not mad. He's probably not mad about it. I think he really enjoys these moments. He takes them seriously, obviously. So my wife actually slid in his DMs after the dunk contest. I think she likes him.
Man, she's got a thing for white dudes, I guess?
Maybe.
I mean, you're very white.
He's kind of quite pale. Yes.
Quite pale, yep.
I actually had to look at my screen really quick on my second monitor to see me, to remember how pale I was.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're not wearing a shirt or a hat. You just got a yellow jacket on top of your naked body.
It's crazy. I'm offended. Aside from that, though, Stephon Castle is a very young player on the Spurs, and he was Mac McClung's competition during the finals of the dunk contest, and he was dope too. So there is hope.
Did he do the behind the back dunk?
Yes.
Okay. That is always a sick dunk. I saw John Wall do that in a Kentucky game, like live in a Kentucky game.
That's crazy.
You know how crazy
what?
that is? Yes, he went behind the back left-handed in a fucking Kentucky game.
Well, he's
back
lefty.
in like 2011.
He's a lefty. No,
that is true.
He dunks
John Wall's
lefty.
not lefty.
He dunks lefty. He always dunks left-handed.
Does he?
Yeah.
Is
I
he
don't
still
know
playing?
why.
Like, is
Not
he still
now.
hurt? Like, did his Achilles rupture again?
I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, that's a sad thing, man. I love that.
It is. He was fun to watch.
My favorite dunk contest ever was with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. So how close was it to that one?
Yeah, no, it was nothing like that. Because there was a clear winner. They just kept going overtime with theirs.
I still think Aaron Gordon should have won that one, but that was a crazy one. He had
very debatable.
When he jumped over the fucking mascot and like went under his legs.
Spinning mascot, yeah.
The spinning mascot was cool, but like he went under his legs.
Yeah. Spinning mascot was the hand behind the head.
Yeah.
And then the cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
under
him
the
going
legs, under his legs, and his head was above the rim. Like,
I know.
That is who made me aware of who Aaron Gordon was.
That was crazy.
And didn't we get to watch him live? Wasn't he playing for the Nuggets when we watched? Or
he was on that
Who did they
Nuggets
play?
team. I don't know if he was on there yet.
I think he was. I'm pretty sure. It was the game
it was
that
April,
you
so
and
there was
Atlas
no
watched.
trades. So, yeah. Aaron Gordon, he played on that team. Yeah,
we
he was
watched.
there. We saw Jeff Green dunk, and we thought it was the dopest thing ever because it was like a dope-ass poster. Nobody had any reaction to it. But me and you were like, yo! Shit. No one gave a fuck. That shit was crazy.
Nobody cared.
Amazing moments. But yeah, and the All-Star game, I just want to say, I'm not going to harp on this too much. We've been talking about the sports for a long time here. But it was a lot more competition this year. A lot more competition in the games. They were playing a lot more competitive. Kyrie Irving was playing defense like a motherfucker. Like, there was fouls.
In the actual game?
Yes. Blocks, fouls, steals. Like,
I saw where LeBron took himself out for an ankle injury.
Yeah,
but
like before game time.
I haven't seen any kind of highlights or anything from the game itself.
You should watch it. It's very refreshing as opposed to what the All-Star game has been. But there's a lot of reasons why they were playing the way they were playing, and some of it is a little unsavory to some fans because there was 4 teams. Shaq made a team of OGs, like legends, so Steph Curry, LeBron, Durant, blah, 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 blah. Then you had Chuck, who chose international stars mostly, so everybody from different countries. Then Kenny chose young guns, like the youngest ones in the All-Star game, or that were voted as All-Stars. Then
Did Ernie pick only white dudes?
No, Ernie didn't draft. Candace Parker did.
Okay.
And she
okay.
had Rising Stars. So Rising Stars that aren't supposed to be in the All-Star game because they're not All-Stars. The Rising Stars, they usually get their own game. They didn't do that this year. They had the Rising Stars face against the OGs. And that's what made the OGs want to play harder.
I like it.
I liked it too, but a lot of NBA players had a little problem with it because they're like, why are you sharing the floor with us as All-Stars when you didn't earn that title?
Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I mean, the All-Star game's been a mockery for years. Like, no, it's just become a 3-point shootout.
That's what a lot of people have been saying.
The scores are like 180 to 170. Like, it's
the
dumb.
players brought it upon themselves, so that was
that
was like Stephen A. Smith's argument for it and shit like that. So
yeah,
bro.
I mean, the All-Star game, I haven't watched one. I think I watched it when they started the new scoring format, like the fourth quarter thing that they did. But before that, it had been like since Kobe was in it, because that's when he actually gave a shit and was like, setting screens and running people over and shit.
Yeah.
That's some real stuff. Same with football. I haven't watched a Pro Bowl in forever.
But I don't.
Lee
watch
and I
Pro
had a
Bowl.
chance. Yeah, we had a chance to go to the Pro Bowl. We just happened to be in Orlando at the time that it was happening. I had no idea it was happening, and we just didn't go. It's like it's flag football now. It has literally dwindled down to flag football. How fucking dumb is that?
I know.
Like, I remember. Oh, God, what is his name? Sean Taylor, just lighting people up. Like, the quarterback would go for a scramble, and Sean Taylor would just come out of nowhere and fucking lay him out in the middle of a Pro Bowl.
I know.
I mean, like, come on, dude. That's what I want to watch. I want to watch people get fucked up.
Well,
all right? You're pissed you didn't make the Super Bowl. Go and take out your anger.
You're at the most risk in football, though. Like,
that's
to
true,
get injured. So, can't be doing that during exhibition games. But
no,
I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised with this All-Star game. Now, let's talk about another thing that I was pleasantly surprised with, and that was DoechIi's album, because I needed to check it out. We're going to talk about DoechIi for a second here, transitioning to hip-hop, because she deserves her flowers. She won Rap Album of the Year at the Grammy.
That she did.
And her competition wasn't anything to snark at. Is that the word?
Scoff?
Scoff.
Snark?
Scoff
would be the word that I would use, but snark.
Oh, it's nothing to scoff. It's nothing to snark at.
Snark at? And
Well,
if that's
good thing
not
I
a white
said
boy
it in
from
a weird
Connecticut
way.
term ever. Yeah.
So her album, Alligator Bites Never Heal, because, spoiler alert, she's from Florida, was the winner. But the nominees for Rap Album of the Year, Best Rap Album of the Year, was Might Delete Later by J. Cole. That was kind of surprising for me to see.
Yep.
An album I did not listen to, The Auditorium Volume 1 by Common and Pete Rock. Didn't know those two did an album this past year. Did you?
No, don't you really like Common too?
No. I'm not a big Common fan.
Oh, I
No.
thought you liked him a lot.
No. And then The Death of Slim Shady.
Mm-hmm.
And then We Don't Trust You by Future and Metro Boomin. But yeah, Alligator Bites Never Heal beat all of them. And when I listened to the album, I could see why.
Yeah.
I was
Production was
surprised.
crazy.
Yeah.
I know you were nerding out over that.
Yeah. But what's cool about the production on this, because she doesn't stick to just one genre of hip hop, one lane of hip hop.
No, not at all.
Throughout this album, she's very versatile, and the colorful production matches her colorful personality. Her personality comes out on every single song on this project, and I thought, I thought when I heard her on, I mean, I've mentioned many times on this podcast. For some reason, we've mentioned DoechIi many times, but
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, the first time I heard her, she was screaming her lungs out on a song, and I forget what the song is called, but my wife plays it every time she gets out of the shower. It's kind of crazy how it's always that specific song that plays. But on this album, she wasn't screaming like on that song that I heard her for the first time. Or what I was gonna say is Tiny Desk Concert is what I heard after that, and she was like chill, like had a lot of boom bap style, a lot of soulful style. And there I was like, oh, okay, well, we're just doing this because this is Tiny Desk, right? Like we're just adapting the style of the Tiny Desk's atmosphere. But no, when you listen to this album, it's actually, she has some wild moments, but she's pretty chill throughout a lot of it. I didn't know it would be such a calm listen throughout a lot of this album, especially when we get to the middle part of it. Are there any songs that like stuck out to you when you heard it? I know I had you listen to it again recently, and you were like, "Yeah, I listened to this album in like June or whenever it came out." I was like, "It didn't come out in June." You were like, "Yeah, it came out in the summer." I was like, "What?"
It was so funny. He said, "Let's talk about the DoechIi album." I was like, "That's kind of old." He's like, "It came out at the end of December, so it's not too old."
No.
And I was like, that had to have come out at least before August 30th, because that's the cutoff for the Grammys. And then we found out it came out August 30th.
Yeah, okay, August. Google AI fails me again, bro. When I try to do just a little quick research. Let me ask Siri. Hey, Siri. Bitch. All right, never mind. Just any standouts on the album for you?
Yeah, there was a lot. I really liked Denial is a River, which it was the most popular one from it. But
that's where she's talking to herself, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of maybe why I like it, because I've always liked tracks like that. I know you're kind of tired of those kind of tracks, but I like it for that style. But I really liked the music video that went along with that. That sold it for me. This was like an old sitcom, like a Family Matters style sitcom filming. Ooh. It was really good.
I haven't watched a single DoechIi music video.
That music video was sick. I reacted to it. That's how much I liked it.
That's dope. Yeah, I need to check out her music videos.
Yeah, even the one you were singing before the podcast started.
That shit is fire. The game's all here.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Marilyn Manson. Like it has like
interesting
weird rock vibes, because he would always layer his vocals like that and sound like super emphatic. And that's just
has some crazy shit like that on her playlist. I bet she does.
I bet she does. I heard that and immediately thought of Marilyn Manson.
That's not where my mind went per se, but I can see it now that you're saying it. Yeah, she has a lot of like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like she's unapologetically her on these songs, and it's refreshing, I guess is the best way to put it. I was surprised to hear all the boom bap stuff and chill, almost lo-fi style hip hop in some of these songs, because again, the DoechIi that I was accustomed to was her screaming at the top of her lungs in that one song. That I need to look up the name of the song now, because it's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed like
Crazy. It's called Crazy. Okay, there you go.
That makes sense. But I definitely noticed that like a lot of albums, like one we're gonna talk about later, it sounds like every song is borderline the same. Like they're staying on the same genre throughout the whole thing. She was flipping it up like crazy. She was doing the boom bap style. She was singing a little bit. She was doing some crazy shit. She was toning it down a little bit. I really enjoyed it as an overall listen.
I think that's what makes an album more enjoyable. Sorry, go ahead.
I agree. But the craziest part about this is, of the Grammy-nominated albums, this one had by far the least amount of first-week sales. Like by and large. A ton. Like it had 11,000 album first week sales.
Okay, so what is the criteria that they go? This is why you need to get in the academy, so you can find out the ins and outs.
I feel like that's the great part about it, is it wasn't a popularity contest this time. It was, let's listen to the album and figure it out.
Yeah.
And as much as I loved Eminem's album and like the storytelling aspect of it, I thought the last 4 to 5 songs felt like B tracks that shouldn't have been on the album, and it kind of toned it down for me.
Yeah.
But DoechIi's, it just, I don't know, it just felt like, well, my dog's, okay, there goes my camera. All right, everything's bad.
Wait, did your dog just knock into your camera cord or something? I thought you shut him out. Thought you shut the door and like locked them out of the studio.
I did, but I was afraid they ran away.
There you go. Me and Crypt have 2 albums together. For anybody listening to this and just finding out about us, we have 2 albums together. First one's called When the Sky Turns Red. Second one is called The Sky is Red. Third album is going to be called No Dogs in the Studio. Bam! Tell me that's not a banger title.
That's a banger title. I just don't know what the fuck's wrong with my camera, though.
Well, it's okay.
I have to crawl under my desk with this plethora of jungled wires down here. You entertain the audience.
I'm just talking to an angry black screen right now, and it's just hilarious to me. Last thing I just want to say about DoechIi's album, one of my favorite songs on the album is Slide. I thought that one was really hard, a really up-tempo, 808 and clap type of joint, but it made me realize how good of a singer DoechIi is, too. It's not just the rapping ability. It's not just the charismatic flow and delivery, more delivery. Yeah, she could really sing. She sings really nice. I think she's like
she really does.
You know, I don't want to compare her to another female artist like that, but when, you know, like think of somebody else that's killing the game right now with rapping and singing. Doja Cat, right?
Yeah.
I think she's kind of like a more, I don't want to say artsy version of her. They're both very artistic, but maybe a more soulful-ish version of Doja Cat. Or like, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't compare them. Maybe I shouldn't compare apples to peaches, peaches to apples.
That's
oranges.
what rap is for. Comparisons. I'm under my disc.
No, it's not. It's not. Just so you guys know, if you ever listen to a rapper and you're like, hey, you remind me, you already insulted them. You already insulted the shit out of them. But it's kind of natural for us to always revert to something that we're familiar with. So that's kind of human nature. Speaking of human nature, it's human nature to want to skip every single fucking song on Drake and Partnextdoor's album.
It fucking sucks! God
I'm just
dang,
kidding.
I
Wow,
hate that
I
album. I
laughed by
fell
myself.
asleep.
I was hoping.
It sucks!
Oh, there you go. Okay, so Crypt did have.
I'm still trying to find this fucking power cord. I don't know what the hell's happening.
It's all right. So yeah, Drake and Partnextdoor's new album is called Some Sexy Songs for You, with all the S's being dollar signs. And I was looking forward to this, not because of anything related to, is he gonna say something about Kendrick, or this is gonna be his rebuttal to everything that's been going on with Kendrick and all that. Kendrick was not on my mind while listening to Some Sexy Songs for You album, which is a Drake and Partnextdoor album, but Drake has a lot more vocals than Partnextdoor on this whole album.
He does. I just give you a quick synopsis so you can keep talking while I'm still trying to find where this power cord went.
Yeah.
I thought it was a whole lot of leftover Drake songs that he gave to Party. He's like, hey, these songs didn't make this cut of this album. I need you to just throw some shit on here, and we got some stuff.
I could see that. I gotta say, I am a Drake fan, but let me just say this. This kind of made me not want to listen to Partnextdoor anymore. Just because of how lazy it sounded, how lazy his vocals sounded. I'm not going to say Drake's vocals didn't sound lazy either, especially on the singing songs. A lot of them sounded very labored, very auto-tune heavy. I'm fine with auto-tune. I fucking love auto-tune. A lot of my songs wouldn't exist without auto-tune. But when it sounds too obvious, especially when it sounds like you're trying to sound like Brian McKnight or your own version of Brian McKnight, and then auto-tune is like throwing your note up for you or down for you where it needs to go, I feel like it's a very unappealing thing in music. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it takes the character out of it. I definitely thought it was lazy. Even some of the mixing sounded odd.
Yeah. Mixing, I'm almost kind of forgiving a little bit with Drake's albums recently, because Certified Lover Boy had a lot of rough mixes up there too. But I don't know. It kind of just, in hip hop, sometimes you could get away with that more. I mean, for God's sake, look at Soulja Boy's breakout song. Crank That Soldier Boy. The mix on that man recorded with a Walmart mic. I don't care what anybody says. That shit was crazy. But yeah, it's not to that extent, but definitely some rough mixes up there. But at some point, I don't know how this song got up there, but Give Me a Hug got on this album. All right, Drake's song, Give Me a Hug. What a Drake title, by the way, for a song. Give Me a Hug.
Yeah. Best song on the album, hands down, by the way.
Yeah, far and away. Best
It's
song
like the
on
only
the
one
album.
that they actually tried. Dude, I have no idea. This dog must have just grabbed this cord and ran away with it. I cannot find it.
I mean, maybe he did. Do you want to try to track him down really quick?
He's back in here. I don't know what happened. What happened is he was laying under my feet or under my desk, and he ran out because they heard something. And I have a battery plugged in to my camera that's through a wall outlet.
Yep.
And half of it's gone. And I don't know where it's at. I'm still looking. I can hear you. I'm still looking.
This is the wildest thing ever. So I get maybe during this, I don't know how that editing is going to be, but can you put up like a picture of you or something so it's not literally just me?
Yeah, I'll try to figure something out. I'll take a picture of me picking my nose or something.
It's always just some bullshit editing like mishap with these podcasts. It never fails.
Some dumb shit.
It never fails. Bro, people don't notice, but the episode with Gone, oh my God. that was the first episode that I edited for this season. And
I found
bro, it was awful because Gone, we love you, bro, but he had the speakers on during the whole podcast. There's a reason we're wearing headphones. It's so that way the sound doesn't come out of the speakers and bleed over to the microphone. But looks like Crypt has a little bit of life here. So I had to edit out all of our me and Crypt's voices coming through Gone speakers, and we had no chemistry on that podcast when it came to talking over each other and stuff like that. There was a lot of talking over each other, but since I had everybody's separate audio files, I was able to kind of separate them all. Bro, where was the cord?
Jesus Christ, hold on. Gotta refocus myself now.
I need to know where this cord was, this missing cord.
It halfway was out the door, so he did kind of halfway run away with it.
Ah, okay.
I'm out of breath. That was terrible. That was awful.
Let's get back on track here. Let's talk about Drake's Give Me a Hug song. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay. Yeah, by and large, the best song on the album. It's the only one that sounded like he tried. It's the only one I didn't want to have sex to, which was the point of the album.
Interesting.
Definitely responded to a lot of the Kendrick stuff. I mean, I know you said that you weren't looking for that at this album, but that's what this song was.
Yeah, but he, I would say he referenced it. I wouldn't say it was much of a response per se. He more dissed Joe Budden, I think, more than anybody. But that Melissa Ford line saying you I hate to see that you're with a dick sucker or whatever.
Yeah. I didn't know who Melissa Ford was, so I guess I didn't catch that one.
But
I didn't know who he said when he said that. I heard him say, like, I hate that you're with the dick sucker, but Drake does this thing where he drops random names in songs, and I don't know who he's talking about.
Yeah,
he does
it a lot. Yeah. He references a lot of things that a lot of people don't know about, or that only OVO fans specifically, the diehard fans, would know references to. He does that a lot. But yeah, bro, what do you think of the hook on this song?
I mean, this is my least favorite part. I'm sure you loved it.
Oh, bro, I love it. I love it.
Give
me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Like, it just had a nice bounce to it. I even like the ending of the song because it sounds like he's still having fun, even despite all this bullshit that's circling around his name and all the dirt that's been thrown on him for the past month. Well, damn, bro, over half a year now.
It's
Well, I'm
It's almost
talking
been a
about
year.
all the way
It
back
was-
to when it. Not
Yeah,
like
that
us
was
dropped.
in May. That was May.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy how quick it's just going by?
Damn. But yeah.
Actually, dude, I think like that, wasn't that April?
Well, yeah, that came out way ahead before everything started going crazy. So I guess you could count that.
That was in March. Damn.
I know this isn't the real reason the beef started, but it always cracks me up that J. Cole giving a compliment to Kendrick is what made this all happen. There's more to it than that, but still, like, it's like, hey, we're the best. It's like, what? We? And then everything just fucking went to shit. And then J. Cole's like, oh, gotta go. You handle this, Drake.
Push-Ups dropped April 13th. So it's almost been a year. It's been 10 months.
What? I can't believe that.
It's been over 10 months.
That's insane.
Time
and I
is
still haven't posted
flying.
my reaction to Not Like Us. I should post my reaction to that. I do have it.
You should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do it. It's still one of my like you can see how many views you get in the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And like that one's consistently in my top 10 of videos that still get the most views in the last 24 hours.
Damn.
So I think people would watch it.
But yeah, the point I was making is I don't know if you got this far in the song, but you know how he starts singing to the I miss you, I miss you. You know what Drake was doing at the end of the song when they were playing the sample of the R&B song in the background and he just started singing. I don't know. To me, it just sounds like he's like, that's his way of flexing, being like, you know, I'm shrugging this off or I'm dusting my shoulders off type thing.
Yeah, I think the big line was like, fuck a rack beef. I'm trying to get the party lit. That was the big line that everybody's quoting from this.
Yeah. I mean, because that's like the most deliberate line he said about Kendrick.
Yeah.
But I thought he also was referencing him about like chicks being on stage twerking with a dictionary or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some people say that was in reference to the Super Bowl show because of like all the hidden meanings and stuff, and he had the backup girl dancers on stage with him. We got to clickbait this. Drake responds to Kendrick's halftime show? What? I'm going to do it.
It could be. It could be that. I thought it just meant like, I thought it was just coming at Kendrick's nerdy.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Hip hop aura. Something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I even like how he was talking about coming back to the strip club saying, hey, I missed you hoes. Give me a hug. Like, it reminds me of his vibe from Certified Lover Boy because he talked a lot about strippers. A lot, specifically in Texas.
He got one pregnant.
He talked a lot about that in Certified Lover Boy. And it's crazy because there were 16 pregnant women on the freaking, or pregnant emojis on the album cover.
Such a weird time.
I like that album cover. I don't know. I'm a Drake fan, bro. I'm a Drake fan, but I cannot.
I can tell.
I cannot stand behind this album. I cannot. It was boring.
Yeah, it's so boring.
There's some stuff that got better
told me
as it went on. But here, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you told me to listen to this for the podcast, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I know both of these guys' music. I don't think it's going to sound the best together, but I'll listen to it. And I played it as I was driving to my wife's place at about an hour and a half. I got through the first 2 songs.
Yeah.
I was halfway through the 3rd song, and I text you, I can't fucking do this anymore.
I was hesitant on sending you that text message, like asking you to listen to the album. I was like, I know he's going to give me pushback about this, but it's what's happening right now in the hip-hop scene, so I have to...
It took me several days to get through it. I think I would listen to... I listened to 3 songs at the beginning of my drive. Then I listened to 1 or 2 songs towards the end because I was getting sleepy. I was listening to it and it was late.
I believe it.
I was getting tired. I was like, damn. I don't know. It's just not the not what I would want to listen to driving. And then I think I listened to 6 or 7 more songs on the way back this morning to kind of try to finish out the album at least. Enough to talk about it.
Some are fun, like that Nokia song, which is another Drake solo song. It's kind of sad that the Drake solo songs are the best ones on the album.
Yeah. There was one, the girl's name starts with a P. She was the only one on the song.
I didn't listen to that.
Yeah, she was the only one on the song.
It's starting to sound like you listen to more songs on this album than me. Because mentally, I was checked out in after the first three. After the first three, I was like, okay, if this is what we're going to do for the first three, first three is supposed to get the party started. Like, those are supposed to be your biggest.
The song is called Pimmy's Dilemma. It says it has Pimmy, Partnextdoor on it, and Drake, and Pimmy was the only one on it.
Interesting.
Super weird.
Was it like the same style as the rest of this, where it's like a monotone freaking vocal just over a dreary beat in the background?
I mean, kind of. She was singing. It was a switch up a little bit. It was definitely a switch in the voice, but man, it was so boring. So boring. I just couldn't do it.
It looks like your hat, the face on your hat, listen to the album.
Yeah, yes,
for sure.
You guys want to know what the album was? This is it.
That's the face right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Damn. Well, it's good to know that some people are still bringing the energy with hip-hop, though. And that brings us to our next thing that we're going to talk about, which is something that a lot of people probably don't know about at all yet. But for some reason, it's making waves in, like, YouTube reaction videos and stuff. And I don't know how the whole buzz is starting with this, but how did this get on your radar? Contra, a group of 4 rappers.
Yes. Dude.
They have a song
those
called
guys
08
are legit.
Obama.
Man, those guys are legit. So
how'd that get on your radar?
TikTok. TikTok is the biggest thing that kind of got them going, because I've reacted to another one that they did, but he did a storytelling, like they did a little storytelling song, and like the guy on the far right, his name is Jamal.
Yep, Eric Jamal.
Yeah, and he just had like a really awesome storytelling song, and it was like over this record scratchy 90s boom bap style. It was just super like Beastie Boys almost kind of beat.
Wow.
And he just had like a really cool delivery and painted a great visual picture of this storytelling song, and it blew up everywhere. Like I saw it every single day on TikTok. It would just pop up. Somebody else was reposting it or reacting to it.
Wow.
And so eventually I was like, okay, I'm going to react to this. And I thought he was Contra. I thought it was just him. And then I reacted to this entire video, and it's all 4 of them. I was like, holy fuck, all 4 of these guys are sick.
Yeah.
Like all 4 of them are nasty with it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was my first introduction to him several months ago. And then I had a Patreon request for this one. And I was like, I'll check it out. And I really liked the last one that I listened to. And I heard it, and I was just like, dude, I'm on board. Like,
yeah.
I'm hooked now. These guys are just something else. I haven't heard anything like it.
So 08 Obama is the first thing that I've heard from them. And yeah, all 4 of them went crazy. Is one of them fluent in like speaking Spanish or something?
Yes.
Because there was a lot of Spanish in
the
second dude. I got to learn the names of these guys because I'm sure they're going to be.
I still do too. I just know Jamal because that's the main one that I know who that is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought Eric Jamal's. So does he go by Eric Jamal or does he just go by Jamal?
I don't know. Maybe Eric name. Jamal. Like I said, I need to learn it too.
Okay.
The one I want you to look at is the Never freestyle. That's the one that blew up. It has almost 20 million views on YouTube now.
Oh, so that's the one that blew up, and then because this is a follow-up, people are
and that was like a year ago. They've done several, and people are asking me to check out a bunch of them, so I might go back and dive into those. That was 3 years ago. Was this one the Never freestyle?
Have they always had that podcast style for their music videos?
And it's called The Table. Is when they do that.
It's called The Table. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any music videos or anything from them. All their big blow-ups are from that podcast-looking table.
That's really
I always thought it was like a radio
unique.
freestyle or something.
That's really unique to have that that look there. But they choreograph everything so well when they're rapping and when they're ad-libbing each other and when they're like right before Jamal came in during this 08 Obama song, they did like a little, they all acted like they were moving in slow motion.
Yes, dude, I freaked out over
that.
that.
And then into the drop, but don't let that distract you from the fact that the first 4 bars, when they were doing that with Eric Jamal, was like the jail scheme. The jail scheme.
Yes.
Was fucking insane. My favorite part of the whole song.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his whole verse was schemed out the ass. Even that first guy, like, just his Griselda's almost style delivery, just like super in your face.
Yeah.
Boom, like just kind of delayed off the beat, just a touch right at the end of the delivery.
Yeah.
I just thought it was super sick. But yeah, Air Jamal's schemes that we're coming up with and the punchlines, and I mean, my dogs are fucking going crazy. I'm about to lose my shit. But
I can only kind of hear him. I could kind of hear him.
He's crazy. Like they're all very, very talented guys.
Eric,
like you said, the choreography of it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
They make it look like it's live, even though that it's not. But it's very, very sick.
Yeah. I gotta check out more from them. When they first started talking, and they brought that energy. First of all, that beat, by the way, really slow, soul, boom bap type beat. It reminded me of Conway the Machine type instrumentals that he'd be going off of.
That's why I said Griselda.
Yeah. When he was talking, though, or hyping up the track in the beginning, just like some intro vocals or whatever, it reminded me of MOB or CNN. Now, they were on, was that Cradle to the Grave? MOB, what, stomp the shit out you. CNN, what, stomp the shit out you. You know? Or
I don't know
Annie
this.
up, hit that.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
And that's MOB, I think.
Okay.
But that voice, that yelling, that's what there's another rapper that comes to mind that sounds just like this dude when he was yelling in the beginning of this. And I can't think of who it is. But there was some Wu-Tang. There was some Wu-Tang influence for sure. Mm-hmm. Are they from Long Island or something?
I don't know where they're from.
I don't know either.
Stuart.
I mean, it's Coast, Contra. Coast. I don't know.
They're from L.A.
They're from L.A.?
Yep.
They sound like they have fucking New York accents or Philly or something.
Yeah, Los Angeles and Philly. They're based in L.A., but some of them are from Philly.
Oh, some are from Philly. Okay, so it sounds like I know what I'm talking about a little bit. But, all right. But that was my first time hearing them. I'm glad you put them on my radar because I wouldn't have known about them. And now I have some work to do.
Yeah, take some listens. Those are some very intriguing guys that I hope get a lot more attention. I hope my videos end up doing a lot better reacting to them because I had a lot of fun doing it. It's we've been doing this for so long. It's very rarely do I hear music now that just blows me away or just really gives some kind of emotion to me.
I get it. I get it.
At this point, I feel like I've heard it all, but then I heard that and I was just like, man, this is just something different, and I really enjoy this.
There's people still out there. What's the word? Raising the bar. There you go.
Yep.
So Captain Barcatcher is there for anybody raising the bar.
Captain Barcatcher, I'm there.
Captain Barcatcher.
Dude, I ended up doing like a 25-minute reaction video to that or something
I
like
was
that.
thinking
I
that.
really
I was
went
going to
in.
ask how long the video was because there was a lot. There was probably a lot of stopping, a lot of pause.
There was a ton.
You paused too much. Why can't you just listen and then pause after?
Because I don't remember everything because there's 15 fucking punchlines and 2 lines.
Exactly. I don't know, man. That was just good. All right, let's talk about one more song in particular. Very, very, very different from Coast Contra. We're gonna talk about Jack Harlow's song, "Set You Free." Did you watch the music video for this, or did you just listen to the song?
I just listened to it while I was driving today.
Okay, so let me just say the music video, kind of like Tranquility a little bit, in terms of it being one of his homies holding the camera and him just walking around town type thing.
Okay.
Except
he's saving money on the budget.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking he's definitely like putting his money where it matters or something, or he's realizing he could get away with these low budget videos or something. I'm wondering what the mindset is behind all this, because I'm sure he could have the big fancy video and all that, but he's choosing not to do that. Or maybe it's just because of these songs, because they do sound like quick songs that he's probably knocking out in his home studio or something like that. But yeah, he had his friends in it. He was just, I'm assuming in Louisville. He looked super cold. He had on a Scully and turtleneck and pea coat and shit like that, whatever it was. So, my boy be cold out here, bro.
It's been snowing a lot. It's been cold. It's winter. I mean, that would make a whole lot of sense.
My boy is cold, man. But yeah, let's get your thoughts on this first before they hear my boring thoughts.
It was cool. I'm not gonna listen to it a whole lot. That's just kind of Jack's style for me. It's almost too monotone, too laid back for me. I like the concept of the song about, setting her free, but you can also kind of relate it to rap in general. Like maybe he's kind of getting tired of some ways that he's rapping. He's trying to set that part of him free. But it's just his delivery. It feels like every Jack Harlow song sounds the same to me at this point.
It's interesting you said that because that's kind of what I went with at first. I was like, wait a minute. I don't know if this is necessarily about a girl. I think this could be about a couple different things. There are some literal lines. There are some literal lines where it sounds like he's talking about a girl specifically, but I think this song could hit you in different ways depending on what your mind state is.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his line, and he repeats it a lot because I think he knows it was powerful. I'm not scared to leave you because I know I need to. Like that's a simple line, but that's very poetic. And I think that could give a lot of people that look up to him or whatever courage, just hearing that line alone. Like, I'm not scared to leave you. There's a ton of people
stuck in a situation that
it's scary to leave. It's scary for the change. But when you realize you need to do it to move forward, it helps alleviate the burden a little bit.
Yeah. There's definitely more of a, like, sit and listen kind of song, not a re-listen kind of song.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I gotta talk about the beat really quick because the first thing that stuck out to me was that little house beat, or it was like a fast house beat that was playing in the background, or drum and bass kind of. It was EQ'd. There was all the lows taken out of it, and then there was just a little simple acoustic guitar and that female vocal singing whatever the fuck she was singing. But I thought the bass dropped it pretty hard. It's a really unique beat. Just like Tranquility. It sounds like it was made when he was in the same headspace as Tranquility to me.
Yeah, I was going to say that it kind of sounds like they might have been made around the same time.
Yeah. There's definitely similarities there. I'm curious. I didn't even look at the production credits on who's making these beats. But yeah, he had a really smooth flow as he usually does. Just really chill. I don't know. These songs sound like they were done in the same session together. And, but I like it. No one else is really doing music like this right now. So he's kind of found a little sound for him, a little pocket for him to play around in. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm right there with you. So
I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. We've been doing this for an hour and 15 minutes now, and I'm sick of seeing your fucking face.
That's fine. I need to go check and make sure my dogs didn't run away.
So, really quick, I want to talk about one last thing. I thought it'd be fun if we threw out some predictions about who's going to perform at the Super Bowl next year. Because it hasn't been announced yet. Nobody knows, possibly including even the person that's going to perform next year. They don't even know next year. So, I want to know your 3, if you could come up with 3 predictions.
Okay.
On who are your candidates to perform next year at the Super Bowl.
I think they might go in a different direction. I don't think they'll go towards the rap scene again.
I agree.
I think they might...
We could go back and forth, actually. You could say one, I could say one.
Okay.
If you want.
I'm going to give you my hopeful. This is my hopeful. You ready for this one?
Okay, hopeful. Cool.
My hopeful. This is my least likely, but would be freaking awesome. Is Jelly Roll.
Wow.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Not big enough.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, not
That's
quite
my hopeful.
Yet.
That's what I said, hopeful.
My first guess, the first one that came to mind when I was thinking about this, is fucking Lisa from Blackpink.
No
You
shot.
say no shot?
No shot. She's not American.
But why?
Like, not big in America. She's not big in America. Like, and it's a strictly American thing. She's more of a World Cup kind of halftime show.
Okay, we'll see. We'll
no
see.
shot. Literally zero chance.
Can't wait to say I told you so.
Okay,
when it
yeah,
happens.
if you do
Blackpink
that,
is in your
I'll,
area, and that area is the Bay Area, because that's where the Super Bowl is going to be next year. All right.
there's zero chance.
Okay.
Okay, so secondary
Fucking asshole.
options. I mean, I don't think Taylor Swift would ever do it. But I mean, she's a perfect candidate, obviously, to do it.
She's my second guess.
Is she? I mean,
Yeah.
she's I just don't think she would ever do it. I feel like it's kind of a Drake situation. It's like Drake will never do it. I don't think she'll ever do it.
Why?
But I mean, I'll put her as my second guess. I just don't think she would. She's bigger than that. I feel like. I mean, when she does all these stadium tours. I mean, I took my wife to see her in Nashville, and she sold Nashville out 2 nights in a row. Like, Nissan Stadium is the biggest crowd Nissan Stadium's ever had, back-to-back nights.
And
And
it would.
she's honestly too big. I feel like it would ruin the experience of the game almost, because so many Taylor Swift fans would buy tickets just to watch her perform at the halftime show, and then they would leave. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking. I feel like that would happen.
Damn.
I'm not joking.
That's a
I am
crazy
not
way to
joking.
look at that. That's a crazy way to look at that.
I just know how crazy those fans are, and that would 1,000% happen.
Okay. That's a really insightful.
Unless the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl and they're there to root on Travis Kelce because they're dating. If the Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl and Taylor Swift is performing at halftime, I can guarantee you that you will see a lot of empty seats come second half.
I'm not mad at that, actually. I think you're right. I didn't think about that, though. All right, well, since we have the same guess for the second one, what's your third one?
I'm trying to think of like who's big. I feel like Miley Cyrus might put on a cool one. It's just random because like they did Usher last year, and I feel like Usher hadn't really been really relevant in a while. So like, I'm just trying to think of some artists that have been huge that could do it. That have been huge over the years.
It's interesting because the last four were
like Rihanna
kind of in the
hadn't
hip
put out
hop
an
realm.
album.
But I guess with the exception to Rihanna, but Usher, hip hop, R&B, whatever. Dre and Eminem and Kendrick
I mean,
Lamar.
I would put Rihanna in that. She did a lot of rap collabs. I mean, she wasn't rapping herself, but she did a ton of hooks for rap collabs.
Yeah, she was.
So,
she was tapped into the
as
scene.
much as Usher did. I feel like.
Yeah, and then obviously Kendrick Lamar this last time, and then before that was Weeknd. Can't believe that was fucking 5 years ago. That's fucking
damn. The
crazy.
Weeknd was before that. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. I mean, they kind of lean towards that R&B style. 3 of the last 5 have been R&B. My camera froze again.
I think Miley Cyrus is a good guess, though.
Yeah,
is that
Miley
who
Cyrus
you're
is
going
kind of
with?
what I was. I don't know. That's who I'm leaning towards. I'm trying to think of like some country artists that are big right now. I'm thinking of different genres. I think they'll want to switch it up.
It would be cool if
Metallica.
they went all the way.
That would be sick.
Metallica, okay. Okay.
They're still
The
performing.
Who. Did you know The Who did it in 2010?
I did not know that. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't predict this shit. They just the Who hadn't done shit. I mean, the Beatles just put out an album this year. They might fucking try to get them.
Could be.
Leonard Skinner, half their band members are dead, but they'll do it.
My guess is Imagine Dragons. That's my third guess. And I think that's a pretty
That's
good
a good
one.
guess. That's a good guess. Bring out JID.
And I'm just
Bring
trying
out-
to think of like the hits, like who has big hits.
Yeah.
Like
They
Imagine
got big
Dragons
hits.
would be my guess. I
That's
think
a
they
good
could
one.
be a dope show. Really dope show.
That I think you might. Man, that's a pretty solid guess.
You hated my first one, but you're on board with my last one.
Blackpink. Lisa and Blackpink is 0% chance. Like not
0%.
even gonna give you above a 1%. Like there's no shot.
Okay. If it happens, That'll be fucking crazy.
I'll show my ass on the podcast.
You don't have
Pull
to
my
do
pants
that.
down, bare ass.
We could just name our album "No Dogs in the Studio."
We can do. I kind of want to do that anyway, but
Okay.
man, they might do some dumb. I don't know. Like, they might go back with like Luke Bryan or somebody like that if they go the country route.
He got bangers. I wouldn't be mad at that.
He's got several bangers. Alan Jackson, I think he's about to die, so they wouldn't go with him.
He's about to die.
Man, that's all I can really think of.
What about LiAngelo Ball?
I hope not.
Just Tweaker for 15 minutes straight.
Tweaker remix. Tweaker slowed and reverbed.
Chopped and screwed.
Chopped and screwed.
Bro, damn. I haven't heard that term in a while.
All right, so I guess I'll say, man,
Insightful.
did Bruno Mars actually do one?
Yeah,
Or was
he
he
did
just
it
a guest?
twice.
Was he the main? Who was the main one? Was it Red Hot Chili Peppers that year?
You've brought that up before, and maybe
Yeah, I would say Bruno Mars over anybody because that's like modern day Michael Jackson to me.
again another
Yes, or
Bruno Mars
T-Pain.
one.
Let's go with T-Pain. I watched him at
T-Pain?
Universal Studios.
Not
T-Pain.
gonna happen. Lisa before T-Pain.
T-Pain.
Lisa before
No,
T-Pain.
no.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
Lisa will not. There is no chance. Do you know how many bangers T-Pain has? An ungodly amount.
He's got a good amount for a Super Bowl halftime show for sure.
He can fill it up for 12 minutes 100%. And the whole. Can you imagine all I do is win at the fucking halftime Super Bowl show?
That would be cool. Would be nostalgic, but
Bring out Ludacris again. Ludacris going in on a verse and never been defeated and almost stop now. Oh,
now you're making me think
It'll be
Justin
sick.
Bieber might be a good one to do.
that would also be a good one.
Yeah, I'm not
That would be a
saying
good
like
one.
these are who I want to see. I mean, I got no problem with Justin Bieber, but I'm just saying like I'm just trying to think who would the NFL want. I think you might be on the right track with country, but yeah, because I'm surprised they've been giving hip hop so much love recently.
They have been doing that. I'm trying to see
But-
if anybody else is.
I
not
overheard
signing
the
up
other
for it.
night during my Valentine's Day dinner at an Italian restaurant, a table of white older people talking about the halftime show, and they weren't happy. They were like, "Can't watch this. No, I can't do it. I'm gonna eat my steak now." You know, and it just
Yo, this is weird. So I just found an article from Billboard that they were talking about it, and
Miley
they
Cyrus.
listed Metallica. They listed Metallica as one of
Oh,
the
they
potential
did.
ones.
that is
Yeah,
crazy.
that's super weird. But they suggested Post Malone.
Ooh. Yeah.
They also suggested Taylor Swift.
Post Malone seems really likely. All right, it's gonna be fun to find out who it is because we're probably gonna find out in a few months, right? Maybe
Yeah.
even sooner.
All right, so they actually have a list here. I'm going to read you this list. We actually said a lot of these names.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is at the top of their list.
Uh-huh.
They have BTS instead of Blackpink.
I thought of BTS, but I mean that'd be a better show.
There's just no shot.
I didn't say Blackpink. I said Lisa.
You said Lisa,
Specifically
but then you
Lisa.
said Blackpink is in your area right after that. So
Yeah, well, they are.
I mean, why would Lisa go by herself? I mean, she's got a couple bangers, but like Blackpink as the band has the bangers.
Yeah, but she's the biggest solo act. I don't know.
She is. But after that, Justin Bieber. They have
Wow.
Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne after all the controversy. I would love to see it, but I just don't feel like they're going to go back to back rap.
Yeah,
I just don't
agree.
see it happening. Post Malone. They have Linkin Park. I don't know about that with the new singer. It just doesn't feel right. I don't know.
I would like it because I like her.
It would be-
but
Yeah, I like her too, but I don't know. They've got
I'm
a lot
not
of
mad at
bangers.
Linkin Park. I'm not mad at Linkin Park. They just did the
they have
World's song for League of Legends this past year.
Nice.
That was a big deal.
The last few they have Metallica, which is very odd that I just randomly picked an 80s band out of my head.
That is wild.
They have Bad Bunny on there, which I don't think will fly over
see,
well.
that falls in like the Lisa category, right? For you
Yeah,
a little bit?
Yeah, would not would not fly over well. Then they have Nicki Minaj.
Huh.
I don't think so. Jay-Z could definitely do it. I don't know, but he owns
wouldn't
part
do
of the
it.
fucking league, so I don't think he would do it. And then they have Morgan Wallen. That would be the country route.
Okay.
But he
Wow.
kind of dropped the N-word a couple years ago,
In
and they
that
have
event.
racism in the end zone. So I don't know if that
I didn't
would
know about that.
fly over
Jesus.
well. Yeah, he was drunk and was
No
fighting a dude.
excuses.
Called him the N-word. It was like 8 years ago.
Half
by
of
the
my
way.
child is very offended by this. And if I ever play a
It is
Morgan
so
Wallen
crazy.
song for my child, it's going to be only half of the song every time.
Oh man,
All right,
That
we
was,
can wrap this up.
that was like the thing that actually blew him up because
That's sad.
I think didn't stores start taking his music off or some shit? Like a label dropped him. There was a lot of over the top stuff that happened. And then, like his album was #1 on the charts for like a year after that. It was crazy stuff. So
Wow.
weird stuff. I'm saying Metallica. That's my one-off guess.
Okay, my one-off guess is Imagine Dragons. That's the one I would stick with the most.
All right, we'll see
It's
what
gonna be
happens.
fun to come back to this and see.
Yeah, we're both wrong.
All right, I think we pieced together an episode. I think we got through it.
Hour and a half. Let's get it. All right, Moose, lead us out. You're over here. Awesome. He did a great job. Did you see that?
Great energy.
Papa Do!